So would you say it was the show then, to kind of segue, would that really started your passion for traveling? Because you love to travel, right?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I do love to travel. I think, I think the show might have helped me get out of like the country for the first time. Gosh, I don't know if I could be wrong in saying this. I might not have ever been on a plane.
Wow.
Like I drove around the States a lot as a kid, but I would say like definitely inspired me. And then like again, you're just like I'm a kid not in school, and suddenly I have like 4 months off. Like what do I do? And I've ended up falling in love with traveling and just being outside and exploring the world.
What are some of the more recent trips you've done that have really been cool?
Let me think about it. I've gotten the chance to go to, I don't want to just sound like I'm bragging about my world travels, but I've gotten to go to Austria to go skiing. I went to, I've got to go to like South Korea and Bali. That was like pre-pandemic. The big one that I did recently was I went to Norway to go snorkeling with orcas.
That's a casual
also
drop right there.
Yeah.
Killer whales.
What? Tell us about that, man. What was that like?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was an experience. It's really hard to put into words, but my friend Chris, who's over there, so
What up, Chris?
Can't talk too bad about him, but we've been diving all over the world together, and we had this opportunity to go see killer whales. They basically they chase herring, this prey fish, up into like the Nordic fjords, and like for a couple months, like I think during the winter. And so there's a pretty good chance that you can see them up there, but it's like, they're wild animals, so it's like hit or miss. And like up until the day we left, we're like, are we doing this? Are we really like, we're going to flying to Norway, dealing with like the time change, getting on like a bus, like driving like 8 hours into the middle of the fjords, getting on a boat, living on the boat for 7 days, like
on
cruising
a boat for 7 days.
Yeah. Cruising around these islands and fjords, trying to find killer I was like, and like, I came to the conclusion, like, if that's how I die, I'm like, so be it. Like, Modern Family started torn limb from limb by killer whale. I was like, yeah, he died like he. That's a pretty cool way to go.
That's a cool way to go.
If I have to go, like, so be it.
Oh man.
And so we were living on a boat for 7 days, just like looking for these things. And some people go up there and never see them, and we got lucky. We saw them like 4 out of the 7 days, got to get in the water and have this really spiritual experience with a creature that's 30 feet long and could like tear you apart if it wanted to.
Yeah.
It was like hopping in freezing cold water, wearing dry suits, living on a boat, and just like so that you could have these like moments, because that's how fast they move. And they're up there, they're hunting, and so it was just getting to have like a unique experience with like a creature that somehow felt like on your level. It's hard to describe, but like there's we would learn about orcas every night after like we would go diving. We'd like listen to presentations on them, and they basically hunt everything in the world. Except there's never, I think, been an actual attack on human beings. There's been like a couple times where they've like sunk boats or knocked off their like propellers and stuff like that. But they've never attacked humans. And the question is why? And that's something like our guides can never explain to us. And like they're like, it could be that they're smart enough to know like don't mess with humans, or it could be that like they look at us and like that's something interesting, that's intelligent. And I'm not gonna like, I like almost like respect its, maybe I'm just like anthropomorphizing. No, there's some word like that.
Definition?
Oh gosh. Where like, I'm just putting my like human traits on them. But like, there's something about it, man, where it's just like, I was, in icy cold water and you can't see anything. And then out of the blue comes one of these things, and you're like 4 feet away from it, and it's looking you in the eye. It like knows where your eye is, and it kind of stares at you for a second, turns towards you, like clicks at you, and then swims away. And I remember the first time I was like, oh, I'm dead. I was like,
He's coming for me.
Yep, I'm the one that they're like, there's never been an attack until now.
Right.
Yeah, there's an actual video of me going, I want out. I'm done. But that was during it was during a very special day. We got very lucky. So I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to try my best to explain this. And please go do your own research if it interests you. But basically, the orcas will chase all of the herring into what's called a bait ball. And so all these like little prey fish are swimming around trying to stay safe in this like one area. And then the orcas will come in from the side, like hit them with like a tail smack, and it'll basically stun the fish, and they'll get to like pick them up. And so we were watching this, and they had told us, hey, whatever you do, don't get in the bait ball.
Oh yeah.
They're like, just stay out of their way, let them eat, let them do their thing. And we're like, yeah. And it sounds like, you're like, yeah, for sure. So much harder in practice when you're in, like 5-foot swells. You're like getting blown away from the boat. It's freezing. It's dark. You're jet lagged. You're sleeping on a boat. You got 3 hours of sleep. And I remember just kind of like being a little dazed. Like I can kind of see an orca like a little over there. I was like, oh, I think I saw a dead like herring go floating by me. No. I was like, there must be a bait ball nearby. Oh, the bait ball is right below me. And then I posted videos of it on my Instagram, but we didn't know that there were also humpbacks in the area. And the crazy, fascinating, like brilliant thing that they do is they capitalize on the hard work of the orcas. And so once they chase them all, the herring, into this bait ball, the humpbacks will come from like the depths, like 300 feet below, and just swallow like the bait ball basically whole.
And steal it from them.
And steal it from them. And the orcas can't do anything about it because it's a 90-foot, however many ton humpback. And that's what happened to me. Is I looked down and went, bait ball. Wait a second, what's that? And then boom, boom, like 4 humpbacks I didn't even know were there.
Dude.
Came, and there's like, I actually got clipped by one. Like not while they were eating, like after it had just swallowed. Yeah, it swallowed and then kind of righted itself, and then one of its flippers hit me, and I was like, I'm done. I'm getting swallowed like Jonah style, like biblical. I'm getting swallowed by the whale. And yeah, there's videos of me on GoPro screaming like, because that was the other thing, was I was like popping my head up and I couldn't see anybody because the waves, but I could hear other people going, like freaking out. I was like, this is it. We're the one tourist group that will forever be remembered as those guys that, I
have a friend who's like deathly afraid of whales, like more than sharks. And like,
I get it.
Yeah. And I feel like he's listening right now. Shout out Justin. But like, he will be terrified.
Yeah. I got to get these videos to him. Maybe I'll get them to you guys. I don't know if you want to like post them. It's like,
I'd love to see them.
Man.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'll definitely show them to you guys. But like, however ridiculous you think it is, like, I promise it was so much scarier. Like,
right.
And then I don't get scared. I'm a scuba diver. I've dived with bull sharks, and like I hunt. I look for that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see that stuff. I want to have those experiences. And this is one of those ones where I was like, I found that edge. It was like the universe tested me on that day, and we came out, and it was such a rare experience that like our guides who had committed their whole lives to researching and being with these whales and having these just brief moments with them, like they've been doing it 20 years, like we're so ecstatic. I think one of our guides said, he was like, this is his words, not mine. He was like, I think he said if he slept with the entire Victoria's Secret like model lineup, he would be less excited than what had happened to him that day.
Wow.
Because he's dedicated his whole life to it.
Big statement.
Big if true. But
that's pretty good.
And I was like, and I just like happened to be like the one goofball who didn't know it was just like bobbing in the middle of it, getting like bashed around by whales. And me and my buddy Chris were like, how do we, like, this is such an LA thing to do, but we're like, how do we take the energy of that moment and be like, we did that. We're the guys who got clipped by whales and saw this, and we're a part of this incredible thing that happens in life that few people get to witness it. Like, how do we take that energy into our lives and be like, oh, we could do anything, maybe, after doing something like that. It shook me.
Thank you for watching Studio 22.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow our socials at Studio 22 Podcast.